Hello. I'm going to keep this as brief as I can possibly go. And it's something I've been feeling I need to talk about for a very, 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 very long time now. And I'm just seeing all the activists in the left leaning circles that just don't want to talk about this issue for whatever reason. I don't understand it. Phone is still working. It's working. Okay, we're good. But it's an issue that I've been noticing that has been happening for a while. We'll have people on the left screaming, um, racism this, racism that, racism this, racism that. But then they do nothing to call out actual racism going on in Middle Eastern countries. Now, let me be very crystal clear with what I'm saying here. I don't want it to get misinterpreted because I know people tend to misinterpret what I say all the time. So I'm going to be clear. I am not saying that if you are from the Middle East that you are a horrible person. I am mainly calling out the governments in the Middle East. We need to be aware that there is a difference between the governments and the people. Not every Muslim or Middle Eastern immigrant that comes over to the States or the UK, Canada, or wherever, they're not a danger. A lot of them immigrate over for a better life to get out of those extreme regimes. I'm not labeling them terrorists, so don't think that's what this is about. No, I'm calling out an actual issue that has been an issue in the Middle Eastern community for a long time. I have Middle Eastern friends who have complained about this to me. I have met Middle Eastern people who have also shared negative sentiments about this with me. And it sucks that nobody is willing to call this out because it is an actual issue. We talk about slavery being bad. We talk about slavery being a horrible thing, but then do nothing about the slavery that still goes on to this day in some Middle Eastern countries. You have to understand this is not a new phenomenon. This is something that Afro Arabs, Afro Middle Eastern people, people who are Middle Eastern that are also black, because you have to remember, Middle East is also a mix of different cultures, different ethnicities all coming together. Um, a lot of black Arabs have come out and said that this system is harmful. This system is racist. It's actual slavery. There are people who suffer the same consequences from this system. There are people who are stripped from their homes. There are people who are brought in as young as 16, 15, even 14 to be brought into this system. It is called the kafala system, and it is a problematic system that's been around for a very, 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 very long time. A lot longer than people seem to think it is. There are people who have had an issue with this system for a very long time, but for some reason, anytime this system is called out, the left is always quick to slam you with the usual Islamophobic thing. It's not Islamophobic if it's actually happening. Like I said, I don't hate the people. My issue is with the government. And nobody is saying a fucking thing about this slavery. Like, y'all say you care about black rights, you care about black people, you care about slavery, all this stuff, but then do nothing to help these people. You do nothing to combat this racism. You don't call out this racism. This is actually racist and doing severe damage to Black people. And you don't do shit. You don't care. You don't give a flying fuck what happens to these people, because all it is to you is exposure. You don't actually care about what you're talking about. The ones that claim to be activists, that claim to be educated, that are always up in arms saying you need to get educated, well, educate yourselves. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know if actual Black people from the Middle East are having an issue with this system on a major scale, then there should be something wrong with that. If actual Black people are being harmed by it, being taken away from their homes by it, as young as 14, and none of you say a fucking word about the system because you're scared if you say anything about the Middle East, anything at all, Islamophobe, even if there's legitimate things to critique about the Middle East. Now, does this apply to all of the Middle East? No. I'm not saying that it does, but it does happen in many, many parts of the Middle East, and it is a serious problem. You say you're against slavery, then do something about this slavery. Do something about this. Say something about it. You have a computer. You have all the time in the world to be canceling people every 2 seconds over a tweet you find 5 to 10 years ago, which is something you have to actually search for. Take that time to actually educate yourself on this issue. Take your time. It's something you absolutely need to do. And it is not hard to find research. It's not hard to find. It's not hard to find these things. There's literally statements from people all over the Middle East calling this system out. All over. And I don't know why. I don't know why y'all stay silent. Y'all say you care about Black issues, Black rights, all this stuff, but then do nothing about those issues in Middle Eastern countries because you don't care. You don't care that the ones that get it the worst are the Black Arabs. They are the ones that are the most stereotyped into thinking they're terrorists. They're the ones that are the most stereotyped in their own countries over here. Like there is an actual racism problem in the Middle East beyond just the kafala system. There are plenty of people, and I'm gonna list several links in the comment section and in the description after I'm done with this live. I'm going to list you links. I'm going to list you resources. And I need you all to understand this is not a made up issue. This is something that people are actually having a problem with. And this is something you need to educate yourselves on. It's a real thing. Educate yourselves. Put aside that petty pride that you have, that, oh, you're not allowed to talk. No, no, no. We are allowed to talk about the Middle East. It doesn't mean that you hate all of Islam. It doesn't mean that you hate all of the Middle East to call out these issues. It doesn't mean that at all. Again, I'm going to say it again. We separate the government from its people. We are calling out the government, which enforces these laws, enforces these things to happen. Educate yourselves. Educate. That's all I ask for. If you are against racism, then you need to call this system out. Who cares if you get labeled as Islamophobic? Who cares? Because it's the truth. This system is harmful. This system is abusive. This system is racist. And nobody is talking about it. Nobody has a word to say about it. I wonder why. Could it be because y'all don't give a fuck? Just a thought. Kunimitsu, signing out. Bye bye.